I start the laundry. I then go do groceries. I then come home and I make dinner. I then do bath time and movie time with the kids. Do you want to know what my husband did? Laid in bed. The whole time. Guess who took today off and was also laying in bed this morning when I was doing the morning routine all by myself? My husband.
This is going to get worse. You're not going to have a country anymore until men and women hash it out. And there's one side that is breaking all of the rules that were foundational to relationships for a very, very long time. These next people are wrong. This is a trend that I've noticed. And I will tell you, this is probably more important than anything politically going on in the country. If you no longer have the family unit, if you no longer have male and female roles in society with a primary focus being on the rearing of children, you will cease to have a society. That's what, when Founding Fathers talked about this freedom being meant for a moral people, this is the bedrock of that. That's why we have self-governance. So till death do us part, or until better engagement on TikTok or a few extra likes. So this is the trend that's been going on, is women publicly crapping on their husbands on social media. Take it from this prequel episode to tomorrow's Why I'm Divorced.
On today's episode of Why I Hate My Husband, this weekend we went to London for a hockey tournament. So much fun, exhausting. The kids had a great time. We get home yesterday. I immediately start unpacking the bags. I sort the laundry. I start the laundry. I then go do groceries. I then come home and I make dinner. I then do bath time and movie time with the kids. Do you want to know what my husband did? Laid in bed. The whole time. Guess who took today off and was also laying in bed this morning when I was doing the morning routine all by myself? My husband.
Okay, all of that is wrong, but let me ask you this. What do you do after your morning routine?
And when you said he took the day off, do you mean from his job?
Yeah. You sound like a treat for a day off to spend with.
Why do you hate your husband?
Yeah.
And tell the whole world that.
Why do you
if you're not looking for a guy to come help you?
Yeah. Why do you not want him to get rest? You don't want him to recharge for his job, which provides for the security of the entire household? How is this beneficial in any way outside of social media clout?
She's probably upset that, she had to go to the rink with their son.
Right.
Or sons, and she was probably coaching him, and
yes,
and he was doing nothing the whole time.
Right.
He was probably not out there on the ice or mentoring their sons.
Right.
I'm sure he was. Yeah.
Probably didn't have to handle the travel,
Yeah. She wasn't sipping.
She didn't complain about that part.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Why did she list movie time as a chore? Also, I sorted the laundry and I started the laundry. You mean you pushed a button? I understand.
No, you got to pick it up and put it in, Gerald. It's so hard.
No.
It's a top-load washer.
I get it. Laundry's a thing with a big household. You have a lot of it to do. But you basically just said you did two things and then bath time.
Yeah.
You cooked dinner and you did the laundry. Come on. Don't stretch it out.
Also, if your kids are playing hockey, they did bath time. You were there to supervise.
Right. That's true. At that point.
Maybe I have little ones.
Great point.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, Judge.
And here's the thing. This is not unique. This will destroy families. These women will be divorced. I don't know that they necessarily care because of the systems of laws that we have in this country, which need to be changed. It was Reagan's biggest mistake, no-fault divorce. You can find this every day across all major social media platforms all the time.
Me and my husband have separate towels. So he has like a dark color, I have a light color, so you can't confuse them. So this morning, I wake up and I see that he hadn't put out like his stuff, and it had been like 18 hours or whatever. And I said to him, how did you like wash your hands or like dry your hands or anything like that? Like, how did you do that? He goes, ready? I used yours.
What? No.
What the hell? He said he washed his face and used my face towel, like my towel. But I am disgusted and I have the ick about it.
So I went and picked up the kids from school. He was cooking dinner. And when I got home, all the snow gear was packed, which is amazing. And I said, hey, babe, great. Thank you so much. That is so helpful. And he said, yeah, I just want to get that done. Check it off the to-do list for you. And so it should be all set. And I looked at him and I said, amazing. Thank you. Can I just ask, did you put labels on everything? And he said, no, I didn't. And I said, okay. You do have to put labels on every single thing because otherwise it's really easy to get lost. And the interesting thing here was
You just put labels on the color coordinated
right?
things.
He took on this task. He did the task, but he had no idea about the mental load that went into it.
Am I the only one that's
He's a
like
chummy.
this?
He was also
Probably not.
cooking dinner.
But when my husband is sick, he's been puking all night. Even if he has a cold, for some reason, the rage inside me is such a fiery rage. And I know there's nothing he can do about it to control it. But it
You can, though.
makes me so angry.
Here is the big narcissistic red flag that men do to actually show the women in their lives that they do not actually care about them.
Lay it on us.
You ready for it? They'll walk ahead of you.
I'm going to talk shit about my husband. And if you're not into people getting on the internet and airing their dirty laundry and talking shit about their spouses, keep scrolling. This is not for you.
Oh, where's his page?
Real life friends.
I
have real life friends.
Shocker. Who knew?
I guarantee you the opposite of that is true. Because she would be talking with them. I mean, as opposed to going to social media. Let me... This is something that is pretty important. Now, I'm sure you can find some examples of men doing this, and women will say, well, what about, old comedians? Take my wife, please. Well, that's comedy. And by the way...
It's also not good.
Right. And female comedians do it as well.
Yeah.
This is not the same as trashing your spouse on social media. And none of those seemed like legitimate grievances, to be clear. But even if you do have one, this is the worst way to do it. And if you read, especially if you're a Christian out there, I know that there are many Christians watching. If you read the Bible, both old and new, and I've been spending a lot of time with it, there's very little mention of what we consider love, romance, relationships. Of course, it talks about love and how a marriage is supposed to operate. But this idea of, and if he gets you flowers, or if he makes you feel a certain way, what is constant all the time, both in passive and in active ways, is pointing out that the single biggest indicator of a successful family, marriage, is respect for the head of household. It doesn't start with unconditional love. It starts with unconditional respect for the head of household. You're doing this, you're putting this on social media. You're trashing your husband. You're flagrantly disregarding his position of authority in the house. And I believe that that is the case. If you don't, well, then this is not for you. What chance do you think he has of enforcing the rule that the kids need to clean up their room? If you refuse to follow, how do you expect monkey see, monkey do kids to follow? Do you want them to blatantly disregard their father? Do you want them to rebel? The single most important indicator of a successful household, marriage, family is not feelings. It's not unconditional love even. It is unconditional respect for the head of the household. And by the way, that is how men receive love, to be clear. Respect matters more than anything else. You could give him the world. You could buy him a yacht. If you do it disrespectfully, where he feels like there's flagrant disregard for the effort that he puts in to lead that family, it's but filthy rags. It means nothing. And you will continue down this path of misery. It's not going to get better. So this is an actual suggestion. And here's the big difference too. Women are always telling men what they need to be, period. And then they'll call a man a narcissist if he says, hey, look, I'm setting down these boundaries. If you notice something, it's almost always directly related to how the woman interacts with him. If you look at the red pill, the manosphere, they're not saying women need to be XYZ. They're saying if a woman wants to be with a man, or if a woman wants to have a happy relationship, a fulfilling relationship, if she wants to have a good man, those men expect X. Women tell men what they should be, and you see in those videos, on their own time, in ways that have no bearing on their interactions with the ladies. So women, these women out here, if any of them are watching, try this. Try being the starting point. Try starting off with the frame of mind that improvement and a better relationship starts with you respecting the head of household. Just try it. Instead of waiting for unconditional love, instead of waiting for feelings, just try no matter what, even when he screws up, honoring him respectfully, especially in front of the kids. Try it, do it for a month, and tell me things don't improve. Because I guarantee you, I would bet my life that the men of these hags do not feel as though they are receiving love when they are being disrespected publicly. And to be fair, in the spirit of balance, men are speaking out now as well.
All right, I got to talk about this. So yesterday, I get home from work after a long day at work, goofing off with my buddies, just laughing the day away, having a great time for 8 hours. I get home and my wife, who, by the way, was not goofing off with her buddies all day, who was not having a great time laughing the day away hard at work for 8 hours, I get home and she did none of the work around the house. Nothing. I mean, dishes weren't done. The lawn wasn't mowed. The back porch remodel, completely untouched. Her car, I can get this. I get home, she asks me to help her change the oil in her car. Well, how am I supposed to know anything about that? I'm at work goofing off with my buddies all day. I have no time to be changing oil or knowing how to change the oil. It's ridiculous. I gotta take a nap just to recover from this.
I feel that that's a gross misrepresentation.
No, that's exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it went down.
Yes, that is the pillow that you thought you saw.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, what's mine is mine. Don't worry about it.
Now, here's the thing. I just gave you some, take it or leave it. Is there empirical data to suggest it? Check the references. Yeah, 44% of men now are afraid to approach women at all.
No, sorry.
Whoa.
44%. And by afraid, what they mean is it's not worth the hassle.
Yeah.
And if this was going both ways, if both people, the term is like, their love tank, if both people had their love tank empty, you wouldn't see 80% of the suicides coming from men. 80%. And do you know why? Because we've placed this value above all other values. That's why you see it on socialists. I need to vent. He'll suffer in silence and then kill himself. And do you know why he may want to take a nap after working, or if he's sick, which makes you angry? Well, 92% of all workplace deaths, Mike Tyson is
in a span.
Workplace deaths are men. 92%. 92%. So even if you are successful, even if you are working, even if you are present, you can still be put on blast on the internet. Even if you do the organizing and you're cooking dinner, the entire world may know what a screw up you are because you didn't color code it properly. And then you may have the woman, stage a photo shoot.
Good grief. All right, take it again.
Then your girl may stage a photo shoot and trans your kid.
Oh.
Guys, remember that one?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Although technically it doesn't apply because it's not, she's not Elon's woman.
No. But apparently hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, a nice apartment, all the stuff you could ever want was not enough, and you had to go for more. And then do a photo shoot. Was that Lauren Southern I saw in there as well?
Was it?
I think it was.
God, I wish I can get pregnant.
They were getting burned at the stake. Yeah. Hey, according to doctors that testify before Congress, they think men can.
Well, it was inconclusive. They didn't answer.
No, she did.
Why is Amber Heard not in jail?
True.
I mean, just put that in context.
They had to make Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
No, they did not.
and they didn't need her in it.
No.
The hammerhead sharks with the friggin' laser spears were more interesting. But
it's kind of cool.
Here's the thing. This happens, and I've always said this, before you have federal government, before you have state government, municipal government, you need to have self-governance. That starts with the family. And when that breaks down, when that has been eroded, think of the walls of self-governance, the walls of your household. They no longer exist. It bleeds out into society at large. And have you noticed the trend that there seems to be quite a bit of crossover in traits or characteristics of women taking part in the social media blasting their husbands practice and what's going on with ICE in the country at large? This guy
I think I know what's going on in Minnesota. A lot of those women are female incels. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at a bunch of women who genetically are supposed to be the matriarch of a family, are supposed to be loved, doted on. Somebody actually cares about them. But 40% of white women, finito, right? Nobody's touching them. They're single and childless, right? And I think what happens with women, when they are incels, they do this sort of suicidal empathy shit. Because if you weren't an incel, why the fuck do you care? If you were at home and you're getting good loving, why would you care about if a Somali is raiding the U.S. government or not? You wouldn't care, right? But they're angry at the world that nobody loves them. And that is what I have to say about white dudes. Y'all need to take one for the team.
Hey, come on.
and freaking do something about that, okay? Take one for the team. Yes, they're 800 pounds, but take one for the team anyway.
That's your thing, bro.
Yeah. And that's the problem is a lot of guys have been taking one for the team. But what do you do when you reach the point where men are saying, you know, it's not worth taking it for the team because there's no team. I thought I had a teammate, and they put on the other team's jersey and went on social media and didn't even air dirty laundry, just trashed me.
Just knowing that the guy can't afford to not deal with it.
Right.
Like literally can't afford, like if I decide not to deal with this anymore, then I will lose half of everything.
It's a leverage point.
So
it's a leverage point.
It's crazy. It's crazy that the culture is, and thank God my wife approaches this so much differently. She's like, hey, I don't care what problems we have. If I'm ever talking with people, like I'm never going to talk down about my husband. Why would I talk down about my husband and his abilities or his decisions or things that he's done? Like, why would the man that I chose to marry, why would I say bad things about that person? And it just makes perfect sense. Like, build each other up.
Yeah.
Build each other up. Work on the stuff you got to work on. Have conversations. Build each other up. But man, one thing about the confidence things for a guy is if you're in a relationship and the woman is constantly not just questioning, having conversations about stuff, because there's good, like, hey, let's figure out like together which way we want to go on this, and then we'll chart this course. That's fine. The constant questioning, it starts to make guys second guess themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're not very confident. And women are like, well, I like a confident man. And it's like, well, you've just destroyed all of his confidence.
Yeah.
Because everything he tries to do, whether it be choose the restaurant or decide which bank account to open or decide which flight to pick for a trip, you question, second guess, and berate. He's like, well, fine. I guess I'm not making any right decisions. I'm just not going to make them.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the one who's going to be held accountable for it. Look.
We don't like to fail. Men don't like to fail.
No, they don't. No.
If you tell us we're failing all the time, we're going to stop doing the things we're failing at.
Right. Yeah. No,
that's, I mean, just simple as that.
And it's, you either have to choose that you're going to be following, you're going to be in a supportive role in a family, or you are the leader. Not one of, the leader. There does need to be a head of household. And whoever that is designated to be, well, it's on them if they fail. So that means people go, well, should you follow him even if he's wrong? Yes. Yes. Especially to the women right there, because you have demonstrated that you are not emotionally mature enough to be counted on to lead. You've already shown it. Mm-hmm. If I were the kids, I'd take my chances with anyone else. If the choice was between lady who trashes husband for not color coding or lady who releases episode Why I Hate My Husband, installment, 32? Or lady who says, I get so angry when my husband is sick. If I had to choose between them or anyone else in the house, including the children to lead, I would pick anyone else. I would make that bet. And this is not a small thing. You guys have seen, right, the birth rates declining. You've seen what's happened. We are below population replacement levels right now. This is going to get worse. You're not going to have a country anymore until men and women hash it out. And there's one side that is breaking all of the rules that were foundational to relationships for a very, very long time. Yeah. Like you said, you gotta build your spouse up.
Yeah. And it's going to make you happier.
Yep.
You don't have to lie and be like, oh, he's making $10 million a year and you're broke. And everything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, talk.
Hey, we're doing all right.
Favorably about your husband and talk favorably about your wife, like in public with other people. I mean, if you're with somebody, listen, like you said, if you're with somebody who puts a video out like that, first off, that's not the first sign of trouble, I guarantee you.
Absolutely not.
There's many other signs that have just gone like, well, I'll just deal with this. I'll just deal with this. I'll just deal with this. Guys, like, you can't just deal with that kind of stuff. Like, you've got to fix it.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah,
you probably started small. No.
Yeah. If you're not married, let her deal with it by herself.
Yeah.
And move on down the trail. If you are married, then you need to lead and make really clear what you will and what you won't tolerate. And the problem is, I get it. It may not have teeth because of the laws in this country as it relates to marriage, where she can do that, she could cheat on you, she can leave and take half. And that's why almost half of young men aren't even considering marriage at this point. It's really scary. Oh, you're still here watching this on YouTube. There's no more. It's over. Just like YouTube. YouTube is over. It's not a thing anymore. How many Seth Meyers clips do you need? Head on over to Rumble. Follow me there, live on weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we can actually speak freely and don't have to self-censor. YouTube it's really not a thing. Like, you ever seen one of those towns that maybe was like a mining town, or maybe they made some kind of alloy? You say, hey, I wonder what they did in this town. It takes a while to find a person who can tell you what they did in that town, and even then you don't fully understand it. That's YouTube. YouTube is that town. So go to Rumble.